And welcome back.
Hi.
This is the Colin and Miles show. I'm Colin.
I'm Miles.
Actually, it's the other way around. And here we go. All right. So, what are we doing here today?
Well, we have some random talking points, I think. But,
Well, we're just random individuals.
yeah, this is a random show.
All right. Well,
Random dancing.
is for anyone who grew up in the 90s and early, what do we call them, the aughts, the 2000s,
Yes.
is her whole random dancing comment is a flashback to a Disney
No, it's
channel
not.
show. No, it's not.
Nickelodeon.
Excuse me. I like to claim I'm in the 80s because I was born in 89, so.
Okay. I'm sure most of you hopefully have heard of iCarly. About this girl and her two friends. Her name's Carly and they have a web show. And whenever we started this show, I thought of that and I like that. And anyway, one of their things on their show was like random dancing, and then they dance around.
Why doesn't it just roll the clip so they know? Okay. So that's what we're talking about. And so, as you can tell, very random show. Nonetheless, so let's go to we have wonderful talking points illustrated here that didn't include the original random dancing comment, but So, why don't you take this one?
Alright, well, I'm not sure how to start.
How about you read like the actual what you wrote?
Well, this has been something on my mind for a while because I've heard several people, like people that on podcasts and just people in general, several people claim that the first two seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation are not worth watching. And we, mainly me, have come up with a list of reasons why the first two seasons of TNG are important. And I just wanted to note that with every show, the first one or two or even the first few seasons, they're still trying to get the characters down.
Wait a minute, you have all this written down?
It's gonna be real fast.
Alright. I just want to say, I didn't see all this.
I read it to you.
She can recite all of the Star Trek Next Generation episodes in order. We'll leave that to a different episode. But nonetheless, as she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points. And she says this is going to be quick,
Yes,
so let's rock and roll.
Let me finish this point that with the first two seasons, the first seasons of any show, it's not the same as the rest of the season because they're still trying to figure out where they're going. They're trying to figure out the characters. They're trying to, just see where they're going. And it's not going to be the same. So anyway, let's get started with my list. In the first episode of TNG, we meet Q.
Oh, is that what the series is? TNG? I thought this was...
TNG.
I thought we were reviewing Friends or Seinfeld or something.
Alright. And the first and last episodes of the series are tied together. So, if you don't watch the first episode, you might be a little confused in the last episode, which somebody was confused when they watched the last episode and they hadn't watched the first episode because they told me so. In episode 2, The Naked Now, that episode is almost the exact same story as the original series episode, The Naked Time, which isn't really important, but it's kind of interesting to see how they stole from the original series with this one as they got going. We get introduced to the Ferengi, who are supposed to be the villains of the series, but clearly are not. We get introduced to the Traveler, the holodeck, lore. Tasha Yar is only in season 1. The Neutral Zone is an enjoyable episode, very hilarious. We are introduced to the Sherlock Holmes program, and Moriarty, which may be important later on. Data's trial in season 2. Why are you laughing?
Oh no, I'm just thinking about how you're going through all of these various points, and like, it reminds me, because you're even expanding further beyond that. It reminds me of how methodical I was whenever I gave that speech on February 1st at the Credit Union House. How upset you got whenever, I just said, no, I'm not giving this speech anymore, and then I see you doing this, and I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense, she prepared all this, and I can see why she got upset at me for throwing away my speech.
Data's trial is in season 2, whether he's the property of Starfleet, and I just like that episode because I think it's important and because I like Data.
Here, let me take this over.
No! Oh, fine, you take it over.
The Royale is another fun episode. It reminds Colin of Hotel California, which they're trapped in a casino.
It's an Eagles song.
Oh, I didn't know there was another Hotel California that was
People
relevant.
Might not know. People might not know.
If you skip season 2, you never meet Dr. Pulaski. Terrible, terrible character. Is season 2, we meet the Borg. As aforementioned, Ferengi were supposed to be the villains, but they're not because the Borg were. The Pac-Leds. We took things to make us go.
No, we look for
things.
things.
We look for things that
we
make
look
us
for
go.
things to make us go.
Yeah,
They're funny.
Clever little guys. All right, character development and backstories throughout the first 2 seasons for multiple character, the entire lineup. I don't know why you have all of them written out.
I have only a few because we don't really learn much about Dr. Crusher or Wesley or Geordi.
Oh, okay, I guess that's true. And she will admit that the last episode of season 2 was not the best, as it was a flashback type episode, but it was during a writer's strike, so it's understandable.
You just wanted to get through those as fast as you could.
Well, it seemed like, out of all 15 points, we were going to take quite a bit of time there. And this next thing is, let's come back to this one towards the end.
All right, so in the last episode, we talked about Alive by Daughtry, which we found out later was actually originally
From the Masked Singer.
Well, no, it was originally a Sia song that was performed by the Rottweiler on The Masked Singer.
Which the premise of the show are celebrities, whether or not they have musical talent, but they're participating as a masked singer in a mascot outfit.
Not really masked.
Yeah, those are mascot.
Okay.
Crazy looking.
Why would they have an ice cream mascot? Oh, for ice cream stores.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta promote your business somehow. But nonetheless, as they perform songs either with voiceovers or their actual voice, and they, the judges, if not like Ken Jeong, not professional music judges, try and guess who they are based on clues that they give throughout the show. And let's see. Oh, there is a interesting new show which I was able to catch the pilot for, Stargirl, which is a DC Universe show, and it was impressive. It has Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson's brother, and it was impressive how it was filmed. It clearly was not filmed for network television. I believe it was supposed to be on the DC streaming universe.
It is on there.
Okay.
I don't know if that changes how they film stuff, but
Maybe,
it was released there first, and then it was released to the CW the day after.
Okay. And the entire premise is pretty cool, and I would definitely recommend it if you're into comics.
Yes, and I hope that it is as exciting as Smallville was, because I need a show like that.
Smallville, for those of you who don't remember, what was it?
I feel sorry for you if you don't know what
There
it
may
is.
be some people watching who just don't watch TV. And
I feel sorry for them.
okay.
It was a show that started in 2001, so we're almost to the 20th anniversary. This year's the 20th anniversary of Gilmore Girls. In 2001, and it's about Clark Kent as a teenager, but he
Clark
clearly
Kent
is
being
not
Superman.
a teenager. Wait, maybe they didn't know that. Maybe it was going to be a surprise.
I don't think that much of a surprise.
If they don't watch TV, they might not know.
I think the surprise would have been ruined on the pilot episode whenever you see the Superman crest on the spaceship.
You know, it's not really. I wouldn't have known.
No. Well, comic lovers like me would. Oh, and but yeah, so that was a very interesting pilot episode, to say the least. And the premise is a high school girl finds out that her father was a superhero.
We think.
Yeah, but nonetheless. So now let's go back to the part we skipped, where, if you remember from last week's episode, Colin said that she could identify 80s music versus modern music.
Yep.
And so I am going to be here, and we're going to cut ahead to actual start of the song. So you're not having to wait around here while I find it.
2 days later.
And we're back.
Hello.
Unfortunately, our lovely battery died on the camera, and the AC adapter cord I have is not here. So,
We had to record a different day. The 80s game.
anyway, so she is going to listen to a few songs, and she is going to tell me whether or not they are from the 80s or not.
Yeah, wasn't it 4 songs or something?
No, we'll just see where we get.
Okay.
All right. And the first song here is going to be, oh, I'm not going to say it out loud, is, let's, okay, so that's the first little snippet. Do you want to make a guess now, or?
I think that's a current song.
Okay. And let's see. Where are you? Second song.
Is there no vocals? Are there no vocals?
I'm making it difficult on you.
I never was in love. You know that you were meant for good enough.
I don't know. The music made me think it was 80s. But the voices made me think it's current.
Well, you gotta decide. I can't make that decision for you.
I never asked you to. I guess I'm gonna say current.
Okay. And go to another one. Okay.
I think this is gonna be a lot easier.
Here we go.
Are you keeping track?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I sure am. All right, let's move on to the next one. That's crazy. What's your guess?
80s. Do you guys like my dancing?
Oh, she's dancing?
It's like...
Is that... You got some much better skills than that. I've seen you before. Don't roll your...
Not stupid Dance Central game.
Yeah. What was the movie you were doing? Oh yeah.
That's for a train. It was the... I don't even know what song that was.
All right, last one. I'm sorry?
80s.
Oh, right.
So how many did I get wrong? All of them?
No. So you got 2, 3, 4. Oops.
How many did you play? 6?
Yeah. And you got 4 correct.
Oh, that's good.
It's a lot.
It's better than half. So can you tell us what songs they were?
Which songs were the ones I played?
Yeah. And
Well.
which ones I got right?
So, going back to the beginning and trying to find which song it was, and it's not showing my history correctly. I think this whole Spotify thing is funky right now. That's weird. No, I started recording it after Know Your Rights to Clash, which you guessed is current. That's 80s. And then Arcadia Fire, We Exist. Yeah, that right, it's current. And Oblivion, Grimes, you guessed 80s. That is current.
But I can't remember what they
Oh,
were.
okay, I see. You'd like to play them. Here we
I
go.
guess,
So, this
yeah.
is the Oblivion one.
Oh.
And that is the current.
Current.
And then the other one that you said was current was this one.
And it's an
80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I got wrong.
Yeah, those are the only 2. Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? Right. All right. Well, now we have successfully recorded the 80s
Game
challenge.
thing, yeah.
I guess we'll have to have another challenge. I don't know. What music do you think I couldn't identify?
We don't need. It doesn't need to be music. I think we could
Oh.
show you like clips of Star Trek, and you try to guess the episode. No, I could do that better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give us suggestions.
Yes, comment and give us suggestions. Anyways, this has been the Colin and Miles show,
I'm Colin.
and I'm Miles. And she's smiling, which also, the smile, if you took the S from the front and put it at the end, you get my name. Bye.
Bye.